What is up guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are in a slightly different place than usual. I am taking you to Nuwara Eliya with the beautiful Little England Cottages.
For this week's vlog, we chose to stay at one of our most favorite haunts in Nuwara Eliya, which is the Little England Cottages. The gated village, which is masterfully built to resemble the old colonial architecture left behind by the British, has always been one of our favorite places to stay in the hill country. Nuwara Eliya is a very unique place because of its history, and Little England Cottages captures this very well. It is in a central location and very close to town, yet tucked away amongst the tea estates and pine forests. We stayed at the recently completed Pedro Barn House, a private clubhouse equipped with 10 rooms, a gym, sauna, and its very own restaurant and bar, which is open to the entire community. If you do find yourself at Little England, make sure to check out their wood-fired pizza. It tastes so much better up here in the cool climate of Nuwara Eliya.
So we are at the beautiful Hakgala Gardens, you guys, and it is magnificent. It has a lot of mythical and historical significance, so I can't wait to share all of that with you. Let's go in and find out more. The Hakgala Botanical Gardens is one of Sri Lanka's 5 main botanical gardens. This one is the second largest on the island. It is home to a variety of different plants that grow only in this region, and some that are surprisingly not from this region. For example, many types of cactus. The really special thing about this botanical gardens is that it's adjoining the Hakgala Strict Nature Reserve. If you want to visit this nature reserve, you need permission from the wildlife department. It is so well protected, but it also houses a lot of amazing natural wonders. Another thing that makes this garden very special is that it is embroiled in mythical history. When you travel across Sri Lanka, you're bound to come across the stories of King Ravana and the epic of the Ramayana. Legend has it that when King Ravana kidnapped Sita, this was one of the places that he chose to hide her at. He wanted to keep her somewhere beautiful, and she preferred to stay in nature away from his palace. There are stories that when you go into the nature reserve, you can find a pond that was reserved specifically for her to bathe in. Of course, we won't be able to see whether or not that is true today, but someday we might be able to venture into the mountain and find out for ourselves. Until then, we have this gorgeous garden to explore. After wandering the gardens for about half an hour to 40 minutes, I think that this is a must-do when you're in Nuwara Eliya, especially because it's only a 30-minute drive from the city. But also there's a wealth of information and knowledge here. We initially intended to walk around by ourselves, and that's definitely something you can do. But after getting a guide to come on the buggy ride with us, we realized how much more we learned about this place. There's actually a lot more, and you wouldn't really know if you were wandering around by yourself. Ranging from the Japanese gardens to the rose gardens to the imported trees, as well as the native plants and the ones that grow in the whole of this Indian sub-region. There's so much that you can learn. Some parts of this place is like an enchanted forest, you guys. And I was thinking to myself, is this really a must when you're here? Of course, the history is there, yes, and the mythology is there. but the experience, the beautiful sights and sound, all of this makes this a definite #1 thing that you must do when you're in Nuwara Eliya. Welcome back to Little England, you guys. I've got some exciting news. So the government of Sri Lanka recently announced the introduction of a digital nomad visa. This means that you guys can now come here and work from paradise at your leisure from a place like Little England. With internet accessibility and the options of booking a room for yourself or even an entire cottage for yourself, those of you that want to explore Sri Lanka leisurely now have the option to do so. Sri Lanka really is an undiscovered digital nomad paradise, you guys. You can pick a climate of your choice and work all year round, and while you're doing that, you can discover amazing authentic experiences by traveling the whole island. Our time spent here has definitely opened our eyes to how more development schemes like these could definitely help the digital nomad community. And if you are a digital nomad who's interested in visiting Sri Lanka to work here long term, definitely check out Little England, you guys. I'm sure you're gonna love it. Alright guys, we're starting our hike to Bomburu Ella. This is the official board. When you come down the road that Google Maps leads you, there's a big rock and it has Bomburu Ella written on it with the Buddha statue, and we thought that was the main entrance. But we think this is the right entrance, and we parked nearby and we bought something from the shop just to support the locals. So let's go in and check it out. Bomburu Ella, and my gosh, it's so beautiful. It's like a Jurassic World up here. Everything from the flora and fauna, the grass is so different from what we experienced down there. It's a totally different world up here. I highly recommend this hike, and to come and see this waterfall because it's absolutely stunning, and I never knew that it was like this up here. This is our friend who helped us up the hike. There is a bit of a tricky part in this hike where you kind of have to figure out how to cross over to this side, but you can figure it out, just have to be really careful. There's a cement, like a man-made cement bridge which you need to cross to get on this side, but the hike is about 1 kilometer, extremely doable. You get to pass a very quaint little village alongside the road, and that's a really good experience in itself as well. Lots of shops and things dotted along the side that used to be full of people selling goods and food and etc., but of course now they're empty. So when it is time to travel again and you do pass by these places, definitely help out the locals, show them some love. I know they'll really appreciate it. But when you're in Nuwara Eliya, definitely come check out this beauty. Number one, I think one of the most beautiful waterfalls I've seen in Sri Lanka. Absolutely stunning. Hey guys, so the path up to this waterfall is pretty clean. However, we did manage to pick up these bottles on our way down, and I think this is really important that when you travel, I know it's not your garbage, and I know most of you are really responsible, but it's time for us to take a few extra steps and clean up a little on our way down, just for the people, you know, who might have just forgotten it on their way. This one. So, there you go. Now we are traveling sustainably, and our travel is actually helping the environment instead of harming it. Just got back from shopping in the markets in Nuwara Eliya town. Got some awesome local goodies. Got some woolly socks and some woolly gloves. This is the place to buy all your stuff. This stuff is so cheap, and you definitely won't find this stuff in Colombo. Brush and a donut. Yeah, I love shopping in the markets. Alright guys, so we thought we'd take you to one last place before we head out on Nuwara Eliya and close this vlog. We are at the RAMBODA Falls, and we are at the top of it. We drove to the bottom of it, and we thought there'd be a better view up here. And we did think that it would be a nice place to have a swim, but unfortunately it does seem to be not so safe to swim in. But it's beautiful, and you can definitely check it out while you're driving by. So that's it for this one, you guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, make sure you hit that subscribe button and give us a like. I'll see you guys in the next one where we go to explore Muscat.